Okay, so for the rest of the skeleton then, we call it the postcranial skeleton. The mandible actually is part of the cranium, but we'll start here with mandible because I wanted to show you the hyoid bone. Hyoid bone sits here, sits right underneath the mandible. It helps to attach your tongue. It's not that important in most of us except for in howler monkeys, where it becomes this really enlarged sac so that they can howl, and you'll see pictures of that in your notes. As we continue down then, the top 7 vertebrae are the cervical vertebrae. Those are the neck vertebrae. Here are our clavicles or collarbones. Here's our sternum, ribs, and if we turn it around then you have scapula, your shoulder blade. And this whole region is very unique in primates, and you'll see that in your notes. The whole clavicle, scapula, humerus, the upper arm bone. This area is really unique in us and how it all attaches because, again, it allows us to be arboreal, grabbing and swinging from our arms, where other animals can't do that full arm motion like we can. Think about your dog. You would never do that to your dog. Its arm would never do that. The lower arm bones then, the radius and the ulna. The ulna makes up your elbow. Okay, and one of the things that it allows us to do, the way these two bones are situated in primates, is that we can turn, called supinate or pronate, and in doing that, it allows us to do that. Like think of turning a doorknob. Dogs can't do that, for instance. Their arms are straight all the time. Wrist bones are called carpals, back of the hands, metacarpals, and fingers, phalanges. The thumb is your pollex. Okay, if we continue down with the vertebrae, every vertebrae that attaches to the rib is a thoracic vertebrae. You have your lumbar vertebrae in the very lower part. Then you have a fused set of vertebrae called the sacrum, and then the tailbone, the coccyx. Obviously in apes and humans, the coccyx is very small. New World monkeys, lemurs, coccyx is going to be very long, full-on tail. The hip bone is called the os coxa, and it's actually composed of 3 bones. The main bone is called the ilium. The part that we sit on is the ischium, and then the very front part is called the pubis. All 3 of them fuse together in the joint that we call the acetabulum, and that's where the femur sits in. Where the 2 pubic bones join together is called the pubis symphysis. And again, this is the femur, the lower leg bone. Kneecap is patella. Tibia is our shin bone. Fibula is the outer leg. And in tarsiers, remember these 2 bones are the ones that are fused, so that gives them a leaping advantage. Remember, tarsiers are about this big, and they can leap about 20 feet. Heel bone is calcaneus. Ankle bones are tarsals. Instep, metatarsals. Toes, phalanges. Big toe, hallux. And I think that's it for all of the postcranial.